The state is approaching its self-imposed June deadline to get all homeless families out of hotels and into permanent housing. Tonight, 22 News I-Team reporter Laura Hutchinson digs deeper and discovers how it's putting a strain on resources.
Homeless families taking shelter in hotels is something the state of Massachusetts has been trying to do away with. That's because it costs $3,000 per family a month to keep them there. And there are more than 2,000 families. So that's more than $75 million the state pays a year. But the 22 News I-Team discovered it's not just hotel costs we have to pay. There's also a local cost.
We've been there about 100 times in the last year. And about, looking at this list here, probably about 40 times in the last 6 months.
We requested information from police departments in different communities and found they're getting called to the hotels a lot. For example, there are 215 families living in hotels in Chicopee, and police there say they've responded 263 times in the last year. That's an average of at least one call per family. In Holyoke, there are 123 families, and police have responded 279 times in the last year. That's an average of more than 2 police calls per family. And there are 36 families living in Greenfield, and police reported getting 142 calls there. That's between 3 and 4 calls on average per family. The 22 News I-Team talked to one woman who lives in a hotel in Holyoke who explained she and her neighbors mostly call the police when their kids get sick. And they're calling the police for the flu?
Yes, they say that the kids or themselves are sick because they feel sick of the flu or stomach virus, stuff like that.
And they're calling like an ambulance to come here for that?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Police say they encourage people to call when they need help, but the truth of the matter is when call volume is heavy, it takes away from something else.
When we have to respond to this, other things get taken away. So maybe we're not doing the traffic enforcement like we used to. Maybe the community substation isn't getting the attention it used to. Something has to give.
Now, we can't say for sure that these calls are only for homeless families and not hotel guests, but at this hotel in West Springfield, the number of homeless families have fluctuated greatly over the years. And according to the police chief, so have the calls.
Again, they've come back, and now the calls are increasing again. We're starting to creep up again.
The 22 News I-Team released our findings to Aaron Gornstein, the Undersecretary of the state's Housing and Community Development, who says they're working on the problem.
So something we're very sensitive about, we understand it's an issue, something we're on top of every day, and it's also a reason why we want to move the families out of motels.
Now, the 22 News I-Team has covered this issue extensively, and we will continue to do so. If you have something you want us to look into, you can email us at iteam@wwlp.com. I'm Laura Hutchinson, working for you with the 22 News I-Team.